All right, hi guys. Today we're just going to read one chapter. We're just going to do 38, I believe. I think I was off by a couple chapters early, and I think that we are ready to do chapter 38. So, chapter 38, Happy Birthday to Me. My birthday is on August 27th at the end of summer. Time to wrap up summer activities, take a last swim, savor those last lazy days. Time to get ready for the new school year. Time to turn 11. I held my party at the roller rink like I'd always planned, and I was glad. Mom and Dad gave me knee pads and a mouthguard for my birthday, so I had a chance to try them out. Paz gave me a new roller derby jersey with Minty Fresh on the back, so I wore that too. She had a matching jersey made for herself that said Pax A Punch. Thea and Melina skated around and around, holding hands with Kip and Martin. Wendy and Mr. Rogers held hands too. So did Mom and Dad. It was a big love fest. David and Troy buzzed around, threatening to knock people down, but never quite daring to. Raymond came to the party, too. His new foster family thought it would be the perfect time to introduce him to the neighbors. Of course, Raymond already knew all about them, especially their secrets. So remember yesterday when we were making the prediction of who his new foster family might be, we thought maybe it was the Gorlicks, so we'll have to see. While Isabel and Lydia practiced their twirls, Katie skated up to me and said, "I like roller derby. I don't know many tricks, though." "Why don't we practice together?" I said. "I don't know many skills either, but it's easier to learn with a partner." She smiled. "Thanks, I'd love that." Then she speed skated around the track so fast I knew she'd be a natural. Paz cut up to me and linked her arm with mine. Isabel and Lydia joined the chain, and Katie too. "Paz, will you get me one of those cool roller derby jerseys like you and Minty have?" Isabel asked. "Sure," Paz said. "What's your derby name?" "I don't know yet," Isabel said. "I'll have to think about it." "What about Dizzy Izzy?" I suggested. "Or Isabel Bottoms?" "Isabelly Ache," Katie said. "Isabelly Flop," I added. "You're lucky, Isabel. You've got a lot of names to choose from." "Yeah, I guess so." Isabel looked as if she regretted bringing this subject up. "Hey, look, there are 5 of us." I gazed down the line of girls, linked arm in arm. "That's just enough to field a team." "Yeah," Katie said, "we could start our own junior squad." "The Cantonville Crashers," Lydia said. "I like it," Paz said. "I love it," I said. "Happy birthday, Minty," Paz said. All the girls surrounded me and shouted, "Happy birthday." We piled our fists one on top of the others and yelled, "Let's go!" We were turning into a team already. I skated over to the sidelines where Raymond wobbled on his rented skates. I took him by the hand and pulled him onto the track. Paz took his other hand, and we towed him along with us until he got the hang of it. Once all the guests had arrived, Mr. Gorlick played some chords on the organ, "Taran, Taran," and stood up to make an announcement. "Dear friends, I would like to introduce you to a new member of our happy group, Raymond Delmore Jr. He's going to be living with Judy and me for a while. We're so glad to have him, and I hope you'll make him feel welcome." Everyone clapped, me loudest of all. Raymond would be living next door to me, and Mr. Gorlick would have someone to play harmonica duets with. Mrs. Gorlick gave Raymond a hug. Raymond blushed, but he looked happy. The Gorlicks invited everyone over to their house for a post-skating barbecue. They hung a big sign over their front door that said, "Happy birthday, Minty, and welcome, Raymond," and the whole neighborhood was there to meet him. "There's the birthday girl." Otis gave me a free watermelon as a birthday gift. "Your aura is looking wonderful today, silver and gold." "Thanks, Otis." I did feel as if I were radiating a happy glow. "And Raymond, my man." Otis shook Raymond's hand. "Very glad to see you're staying in the area. These are good people. Here's a welcome watermelon for you." "Thank you. I'm glad, too." Raymond grinned and sagged under the weight of the watermelon. We put them on the picnic table to share with everyone. Mr. Rogers and Wendy arrived, still holding hands. Troy trailed after them, looking sour. "Mr. Rogers looks thinner," Raymond said. He did look thinner. I guess Troy gave up on sabotaging his diet. His plan wasn't going to work anyway. Wendy liked Mr. Rogers whether he was chubby or slim. David Serrano ran up to Wendy and practically jumped into her arms. He looked so happy to see her. She was tutoring him in writing and also in sister wrangling. Wendy, I need your advice. Connie and Dee Dee are calling me diet food and zombies again. Diet food for zombies again. Diet food for zombies? Mr. Rogers said. What does that mean? Slim pickings in the brains department, Troy informed him. Here's what you do, Wendy told David. Ignore them. Pretend like it doesn't bother you. That drives big sisters crazy. But what if it doesn't work? David asked. If that doesn't work, say something like, well, that means one of us will survive the zombie apocalypse, and it's not going to be you. David laughed, but Troy stayed stone-faced. Watermelon. Wendy headed for the picnic table where Dad was slicing up the watermelons with surgical precision. Let's go get some. Mr. Rogers followed her. Why are you being nice to her? Troy hissed at David. She's Troy Rogers' enemy number 1. I think she's cool, David said. You're lucky she's your dad's girlfriend. You could have ended up with a wicked stepmother instead, like one of my sisters or the witch lady. David didn't realize what he was saying. He didn't know that the witch lady was Raymond's mother. I glanced at Raymond, but he didn't flinch. I don't think he thinks of his mother as the witch lady. To him, she's just his mother. Wendy is not my mother, Troy said. I want my mother back. My mother went away too, Raymond said. That's why I'm here. David and Troy stared at him. I waited for Troy to say something mean, but he didn't. Do you know where she is? Troy asked. Aren't you going to try to get her back? I can't get her back yet, Raymond said. I have to wait until she's ready. Troy thought this over. Then he said, do you like super soakers? Because I have a lot of them. Maybe you could come over one day and we'll talk about super soakers and shoot them too. Raymond hesitated. He knew what kind of boy Troy was. But he said okay because he's kind. And I think because he knew Troy needed a friend. Mr. Jack walked over from the house with 2 goldfish, each in its own plastic bag. For the birthday girl. He gave me one of the bags. And welcome to the neighborhood. He gave the other fish to Raymond. Thanks, Mr. Jack. I ran home to put my annual birthday goldfish in the bowl with last year's goldfish, Zuzu. When I got back to the party, Raymond was gone. Where's Raymond? I asked Paz. He went up to his room with Lenny. They're going to decide where to put the goldfish. Oh no, Marcella. I'll be right back. I ran inside the house and up to Raymond's new room. When I got there, Raymond was setting the goldfish bowl on his dresser. I think I'll name him Popeye, he said, because his eyes are kind of bulgy. I named mine Manfish, but that's me, Lenny said. Mrs. Gorlick had put up new wallpaper for Raymond, a pattern of boats and anchors. The bedspread was navy blue, decorated with a boat pillow. It was almost like the model home, only better, and the bed was real. And on top of the bed, leaning against the wall, sat Marcella. As soon as I saw her, Lenny noticed her too. She gasped and reached for the toy cat. Hey, that's... She stopped and looked at Raymond. I could see her mind working. She knew he was the witch lady's son. She was guessing where he must have gotten Marcella from. Oh no, Lenny, I thought, don't take Marcella away from Raymond. That's what? Raymond picked up Marcella and hugged her. I used to have a cat just like that. Lenny watched him with wide, wet eyes. My mother gave it to me. I haven't given him a name yet. I think he looks like a her, Lenny said. Can I hold her for a second? Sure. Raymond handed Marcella to her. Lenny hugged the cat and picked at a sticky spot on her fur. Why don't you name her Marcella? I said. Don't you think she looks like a Marcella? Lenny smiled at me and gave the cat back to Raymond. Okay, Raymond said. I'll call her Marcella. Take good care of her. Lenny swallowed hard. I will, Raymond promised. We settled Raymond's goldfish and went back to the barbecue. That was nice of you to let Raymond keep Marcella, I told Lenny. I'm sure he'll let you visit her whenever you want. I guess I don't need her anymore, Lenny said. Raymond loves her. I'm glad she has a good home. Does that mean the curse is off? I asked. The curse is off, Lenny said. Paz can now live the rest of her life curse-free. I ran across the yard to tell Paz the good news. So, who are the foster parents now of Raymond? And how are things going with Raymond in his new home? And what happened when Lenny realized that Raymond had Marcella? So talk about that with your group.